Where are we? Where are we going? Into the mountains with snow on top? Stay tuned and find out. The adventure continues. Here we are at tonight's stay point, Crowley Lake Campground Road. However, the lake is behind us across the highway. We're up here in the foothills. But it's BLM land. Let's check it out. Well, as you can see, we've made it to the Crowley Lake Campground BLM land. Behind me is the registration pod where you pay your few dollars to camp here. And this is really a nice place. I see the lake here, a huge lake laid out in front of me in the basin, and we're up here sort of in the, I guess you'd call it, foothills with the beautiful mountains behind us. So let's walk over here to the plaque that gives the layout of Crowley Lake BLM Campgrounds. As you can see, it's a large loop and a smaller loop up here in the foothills of the mountains overlooking large Crowley Lake. This place has fresh water throughout the campgrounds. It's got several pit toilets. It has a trash collection area, and it has a dump station on the way out. It's very well thought out, as all BLM lands I've camped at are, and the 395 highway is far enough below us that you don't even notice it except for watching the cars fly by. This is one of the best BLM campgrounds I've come across in my travels, and I really enjoy it. I've been watching the snowfall on those higher jagged peaks get lower and lower, but it always melts and is gone by the early afternoon. Still, the mountain terrain around here is beautiful. Here we are in our large campsite, large enough for me to park on the far side of the area to give the dogs plenty of room on their 15-foot leads to get out, roam around, explore, and sniff. Kate seems to prefer the inside. Sarah's always on the hunt, looking for things, because she sees birds sitting in the brush, lizards, and other critters that she senses or smells. And she just wants so badly to get out there and go through these stickers and thickets and just ignore the pain, just to smell and track critters. But of course, I'm not going to let her do that. I'd have a heck of a mess on my hands. So, how are you guys doing? Okay. How about you, Sara? You're just whining because you want to get out there and hike up those mountains and chase whatever you know is out there. Kate says, the heck with it. I'm just going to go back and sleep because nobody's out there to pet me. So, all right, you goofballs. Are you going to go back in too, Sara? That's the great thing about having 15-foot leads on them. It gives them the freedom to go in and out, pretty much do what they want, and still be safe around the campground. Well, the weather has continued to be fantastic, so I'm in no rush to move or leave or go someplace else. So we're just going to hang out here for a few more days, enjoy the weather, the nice temperate breeze that just keeps things very comfortable. And then once I get my mail picked up at the Mammoth Lakes post office, we're going to head south some more. But I don't think we're going to go very far. We're going to be exploring the BLM campgrounds, going down 395 and making note of the good ones. But staying here these past few days, we've seen some beautiful, beautiful sunsets. I don't think it's caused by forest fire smoke or anything, but some of the clouds that blow over every afternoon, evening, have made some fantastic sunsets. So, enjoying those and the comfortable temperatures we're having here now has been just wonderful. As you can see behind me, Crowley Lake is a pretty good sized lake around here, especially with such a long drought in this area. Like I said earlier, many of these lakes I've seen in the past years coming up and down the back of the Sierras that once were lakes are now, well, totally gone or just shallow ponds. So it's nice to see a lake like this still exist. God, it's beautiful. It's got a rugged beauty that is totally different from the Northwest. And I love the sun. There is Sara on one of these odd posts that are at every indestructible cement picnic table on the campgrounds. The campground here has pit toilets. It's got a dumping station, fresh potable waters throughout the area, and I think the BLM campgrounds, in many ways that I've used over the years, are some of the best campgrounds. They're large, they're spaced out, you're not rubbing elbows with your noisy camping neighbors, and it's just a real pleasant experience. Well, we just about made the grand circuit here. Walking Sara, she's finally calmed down enough, she's walking by my side. And we're going to head back to the homestead here and check on Kate. And then, I don't know, maybe make breakfast. You don't feel like eating sometimes when you wake up to such beautiful country like this. Looking up at the mountains and the valleys reminds me of the westerns I was raised on in the 50s, where the bad guys always got caught and punished, and the good guys were always the heroes. But of course, in this day and age, we know that that's not true anymore. Usually it's the bad guys that are rewarded and the heroes that are punished. And that, my friends, we need to reverse. One of the slight compromises I've made for traveling is I've just raised the couch up just a little from its flat position, taken my sleeping bag, rolled it up and thrown it in the front passenger seat so I could sit up and work on my videos. And you can see the stock of food supplies underneath the seat is going down, giving me more room the more weeks I'm on the road trip. So, things are going well. Things are thinning out, and I'm kind of rearranging things as we go. And the dogs are doing great. They're antsy. They just want to get out there and chase all the critters they can see, and Kate wants to get petted by everybody she sees. So, we're doing fine. Got a long ways to go. The girls must have atomic clocks in their belly. They know exactly, almost to the minute, when lunch and dinner are supposed to be served. And they let me know. Place may look a little messed up, but I've been working on catching up on all my videos so I can be current. But glad to see Sara's finally calmed down and is hungry enough to eat her meals at the time that they're served. Well, it's a windy night here. Sounds like you might have a little rain squall going over also. But we got somebody here that's not bothered by it. They're snoozing away. Kate's on my side here, down towards my feet. But yeah, these guys are just really accustomed to living in the RV, traveling and they fully enjoy it. Well, another beautiful sunny morning here in Crowley Lake BLM land on the 395 highway just south of Mammoth Lakes. On this long journey we're on, I'll be exploring many new BLM campgrounds in several states, noting which ones I want to return to as I crisscross the Southwest, the Northwest, Canada, and elsewhere in my future plans. You can see a dusting of snow up there in the higher peaks of the Sierras. It's rugged, beautiful country out here. Had some fantastic sunsets, and last night we had a bit of a windstorm which kind of rocked us to sleep in our little Class B motorhome. All the campsites have these indestructible picnic tables, a deep fire pit, and whatever kind of contraption I've got Sara hooked on currently. I'll have to ask the ranger what the heck these things are for. Unless you hang your food up on them, I really don't know. I've never seen them anywhere before. But it's another beautiful, warm, upper 70s, low 80 degree weather. Well, I talked to the BLM camp host here about what those huge iron hooks are, and he said they're made to hang people's camping lanterns off or water bladders to help them take showers. And I'm thinking, I would have never guessed those two reasons. Those things are made to last forever. Heavy duty steel, they could each hold up several hundred pounds. So that was surprising. I wasn't even thinking of those two reasons. Well, some of the places I plan on going to down 395 are going to be some old favorite boondocking places, and some are going to be new that I'm going to search out, that I've seen beautiful pictures of and been notified of by fellow travelers. So there's a lot of new and some of the old to experience on this trip of ours, and I hope you'll stay with us so I can share it with those that have a similar adventurous free spirit. I'll have to make a little blurb about my morning and evening routines on the road with my two dogs. Seems like clockwork. We wake up at 7 a.m. every morning and let the dogs out to relieve themselves while I kind of straighten up and make the bed for the day and get something going to eat if we're hungry. So I'll have to include that in one of my little videos here, let you know what it's like living in such a small, compact RV compared to all the huge build-outs you see on YouTube that look like a truly home on wheels. But I couldn't live in one of those things. I'd feel like I was back on my sub. There's no windows in any of them, mostly. I like this with all the windows. I feel a lot more open, not so confined to a metal box. Oh, yeah. So it's another beautiful day down here in the northern California Sierras on the eastern side, Highway 395. And like I said, up here in the mountain peaks, the ragged peaks, you can see the snow is getting lower, but it's really just a powdering, and it's gone by the early afternoon. And I've still got my solar panels flat. As I go along, I'll probably end up adjusting them, because I had that improvement made just recently where I can adjust their angle instead of being permanently flat. And that was for coming down south during the winter with the lower angle of the sun. So I'll see how much quicker they'll charge up once I angle them at another location maybe later. So I hope you guys are enjoying our videos. Please comment, share, and if you see us on the road, we have our logo on the back window here. Honk and wave. Be friendly. Be nice. And just enjoy being out, exploring our nation, seeing the country, meeting the good people that are out here, and find out there still is a lot of good in this world. So I'm gonna go out and check on Kate, so we'll talk to you later.